Now, the Financial Times have broken the news that US military command there in Japan will be revamped. Now, if you look at the Japanese new defense strategy, which they launched in December 2022, it was somewhat, you can say, unprecedented in its scope and ambition, and it was reflecting a deep concern over the changing security environment in East Asia. And now, if you look under this strategy, Japan plans to increase defense spending by almost 60% in 5 years, that is up till 2027. And they are willing to do that. It was apparent from their budgetary allocations in 2023, which was 25% higher than the previous year allocation. And if you look at the strategy, it includes plans for investment in advanced capabilities that Japan has not had before, and this includes long range precision strike system as well as active cyber defense. And they are also working on the things which they actually neglected for a long time, like the case of munition stocks, readiness and maintenance, and hardening of facilities. And there are some estimates that Japan may become third largest spender in terms of defense by the year 2027. And Japan also want to establish a joint headquarters to command its army, navy and air force by the end of March 2025. But if you look at the state of condition of US forces in Japan, they have changed little from the days of Second World War, and that was because they were using Japan just as a platform to operate in that particular area. And if you look at the US forces in Japan, they don't have any right to take major independent decisions. For every decision, they have to report to the Indo-Pacific command of US forces there in Hawaii, which is almost 6,200 kilometers away from them. And there is hardly any coordination, major coordination between the Japanese forces and the US forces in Japan. It is not like the case of US forces there in South Korea, where they are having fight tonight strategy. Though there are 50,000 US troops stationed in Japan, but that strategy is not there because of the checkered history Japan is having of imperialism, and they fought along with Axis powers against United States of America. So they were actually kept at the lower end of the defense forces rather than aggressive military forces. But right now the things are changing, and with the rise of China and somewhat diminishing power of United States of America, US needs more allies like Japan. And India, if you look in their Indo-Pacific strategy, is the most powerful country, and they need India, they need Japan, they need Australia. Australia, you can say that it is an already actually Anglo-Saxon country, extension of Great Britain, like United States of America is there. But they need Asian countries like India, they need Japan, they need South Korea to preserve their hegemony and to fight against or to contain China. And I think that is the reason that when Fumio Kishida in April will meet his US counterpart, not counterpart, but US president, because Fumio Kishida is not president, he's prime minister. When he will be meeting Joe Biden, these all things will be planned, and there will be more meetings, ministerial level of meetings, or bureaucratic meetings before the 2+2 dialogues between Japan and United States of America. And I think this is in interest of United States because of the obvious reason of Chinese rise, and to contain China, I think these things will take place and they will proceed ahead. And India also have a window of opportunity. We can also sell them some of our military hardware as we are already producing. And one more reason behind, the two reasons behind all these developments are: number one, Donald Trump, because most of the American allies countries, especially those countries which are having military defense, the shield of United States of America, like NATO countries or Japan, they are somewhat afraid of Donald Trump. Europe is more afraid than Japan, because don't forget that even during his first presidency, he expected and he demanded more money from Japan in order to give them security, and like very a good boy, Japan has to agree to their terms, and so they want, I think, before the end of Joe Biden presidency to do some kind of extended cooperation pacts with United States of America before Trump comes into picture, because it can be a much costlier affair doing it with Trump. And then secondly, Japan's demographic are in a very bad shape, and you don't have actually any theory in history which can preserve a country's military or its economy with such an aging population. So they want to give a lot of their security concerns on the shoulders of United States of America, because US has got a good demographics. Our demographics, Indian demographics, are the best in the world, but US also is having a good demographics, and Japan is lacking that. So these are also the two factors: Donald Trump and bad demographics, due to which they want that US forces in Japan should revamp their structure. Thank you.